carrying the baby, and I thought that was hilarious.
Bro, and you know what I love about that video, right? Is I went into that video thinking that I'm gonna have to play this up a little bit. Like I'm gonna have the watermelon on, and it's gonna be all good. Like,
all right. What's up? Welcome to the pre-workout podcast. Today I am here with Nathan Ryles, and we are going to be talking about staying in shape all year round. What's up, Nathan?
What's going on, big dog?
How you been? One of the first things I got to say is I love your energy, bro. Like, Nathan's the top lad. Like, I've known Nathan for a bit, but I love his energy. He's always smiling. He's always happy. And honestly, though, it actually makes people around you the same too. So it reflects on other people. So that's good.
I like to say you were exactly the same. So I think that's why we get along so well, because we're both high energy people. I think we just love life, and that's what it's all about.
That's awesome. And Nathan, just tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, you've done a lot, but
a little bit about Nathan. I don't know. I'm a pretty simple guy, I feel like I work a little bit. I do a little bit of sports. I like to train. I like to just live life to the fullest.
I love it. And you're a personal trainer as well?
Yes, correct.
Awesome. And you were on Ninja Warrior.
Ninja Warrior, the beast. Well, we're both on Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, the good old days. So our topic today is staying in shape year round, because if you guys go onto Nathan's Instagram, Nathan, what's your Instagram and TikTok again?
Instagram's Nathan_Ryles, and then TikTok is just Nathan Ryles.
Yeah, he's got some epic videos. I saw one actually recently with which is going crazy viral, where you strap a watermelon to your stomach, and it was kind of like how you will feel if you were having a baby, how men will feel if they were the ones carrying the baby. And I thought that was hilarious.
Bro, and you know what I love about that video, right? Is I went into that video thinking that I'm gonna have to play this up a little bit. Like I'm gonna have the watermelon on, and it's gonna be all good. Like I'm gonna have to like fake it a little bit. Bro, I put that watermelon on, and all of that was legit. Like I could not tie up my shoelaces. I could not get down there to save my life.
Dude, I saw that, and I'm like, there's no way you're faking that, bro. Like, there's no way. I was like, dude, that's insane. It actually does make you realize, though.
Bro, I'm pretty flexible too, so I thought I could get that, but no, I couldn't get. That's hard work, and props out there to all the women that are going through pregnancy, because I'm watching Tori going through it firsthand, and I would not want to be going through that.
That's crazy. It's insane. And I mean, you're very supportive, and I love your posts. I love you and Tori's posts as well. I'm on social media. You guys are like couple goals, and it's nice to see that you guys are always happy. You're supportive. And through even like your Ninja Warrior, she's been there, supported you too, which has been awesome. And how excited are you, because you have a baby coming?
Yeah, we got a little one on the way, so yeah, pretty crazy. And I guess even with Ninja Warrior, like, it all ties in. Like, me and Tori I was gonna propose to Tori on Ninja Warrior, and now we're here, engaged and having a baby. So yeah, it's crazy how just like it's all progressed to this point here. And super excited for the little one on the way, and just starting the next chapter of life, which is going to be awesome.
That's so good, dude. And I like your the way you look at life, and seeing the fun side of it, being happy. And one of the things I might have to ask you as well, would you say gratitude plays a big role in like your personality? Because you seem to appreciate everything, which is good.
Yeah, I think with me, man, like just a bit of perspective on life, and like I got humbled pretty hard when I was young, like because I had cancer, and I went through the whole chemotherapy and all that sort of stuff, and I really felt like that sort of balanced me a little bit and just gave me a better perspective on life, on like yo, this life is not going to last very long. So what are you going to do? Are you going to walk around being depressed all the time? Because like you said, man, your energy and what you put out is what you get back. So if you're putting out all this like sad, depressed energy, then you're going to get a lot of that energy back. But if you're upbeat and you're just loving life, then you're going to get a lot of that back as well. So man, I'm here for a good time. Like, I just want to enjoy this such rare thing that we get to call life, and just enjoy every moment of it, you know?
Dude, that is so true, and that is amazing to hear. And I think a lot of people do need to hear this because, like, one of the things I've always said about gratitude is you sometimes don't even realize what you have, especially when you go through hard times. So I could say, oh, my Wi-Fi is not working. I could be, kicking up a huge fuss, but and I know it's something small, but in that at that point and at that moment, I don't even realize I have so many good things around me too that I should be
Yeah.
appreciative. I can walk, I can talk, I can go to the gym, I can lift weights. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah. Oh, bro, 100%. And that's what that perspective is all about. I'm sometimes you go, oh man, I can't be stuck going to the gym, but I guarantee there's people out there that wish they could go to the gym that are going through like some serious injuries or, I just feel like we take everything for granted where we're at. So sometimes you just need a bit of perspective, and man, that's what I use in my everyday life to get me going.
that's crazy. And even support as well, because you mentioned you had cancer as a kid, and having like people around you, do you think that actually helped for you to get through some of your harder times?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's so weird, right? Because when I went through those times, like I probably wasn't in the best space. Like I was doing probably a lot of things that teenagers do, but I was taking it to the next level, and I was a bit of a bad unit. So I didn't really have like a lot of people there. Like I had my close family, I had my close friends, and that really helped me. But I just used, and something that I used quite a lot when I was going through chemo is I always thought that this was not going to be permanent for me. So I was actually I got into the headspace where I kept on saying how blessed I was. I'm like, wow, I'm so blessed that I've only got testicular cancer. Like, how lucky am I that my hair's going to fall out, but then it's going to come back? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, try to get into a headspace where I'm so lucky that this is all that's happening. Whereas, like, there's people out there that, unfortunately, they're born with a disability, and that's going to be with them for the rest of their lives. There people have their arms amputated, they have their legs amputated, so that's something that's going to last with them. And for me, I was so lucky that that was all that was going to happen. I was going to be sick for a little while, but I was going to recover and I was going to come back stronger. So I think, yeah, you can go, oh, poor me, I'm going through this. But again, that's negative energy that you're throwing out and you're going to get back. You throw out positive energy and you're going to get that right back.
Dude, wow. I mean, like, I'm all for gratitude, but even this opens up a whole new perspective for me. And like, honestly, like hearing your story and seeing how you are still so positive and having that outlook on things is amazing. And it also requires quite a lot of mental strength, and also realization and perspective, like you did say, to put everything together and actually have an outcome and it's amazing, it's inspirational as well, because I know a lot of people will be going through a lot, and just hearing these things can also like help, and also it can also like give them hope that
Oh, for
what they're
sure.
going through is not permanent, like you said.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, again, like it all comes down to perspective. You see some people that are in the worst positions actually have the best outlook on life. And I think that's really cool. Some people that have it all don't necessarily have the best outlook on life. And there's a lot of people that have a lot that aren't necessarily that happy. So, happiness is my wealth.
Boom! You know what? It's actually crazy, and we did not even talk about this. But one of the questions I'm asking on every single one of these podcasts is, "What is your wealth?" And you literally just answered. You literally just answered the question. And this was like a few days ago that I actually added this to the podcast, because I was talking to a mate and it came up to mind. Like, and I was like, because we're talking about like, what's important to you, and I'm like, what is your wealth? And I'm like, what is my wealth? And my wealth is usually like a mixture of different things, but I'll say my main one is knowledge, family, and happiness. So again, that's what makes me happy, and that's what I classify myself as rich. So the more knowledge I'm getting, I'm always open to learning, to like learning from more people. I feel I'm getting richer and richer. And my family, my friends, my loved ones, like it's having that to me is I find that like a great treasure to me. And being happy is something that I was always prioritize. So I was actually going to ask you the question, what is your wealth? And you literally just answered it. So that's amazing.
Hey, bro. And I also love your answers as well. Like family, obviously a big one. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like I feel like, yeah, again, knowledge as well. I feel like, yeah, wealth is not necessarily money, and a lot of people are stuck in wealth
Yeah.
being money. It's not really. I guarantee there's a 90-year-old billionaire out there that would trade his billions of dollars to have a nice, fit, healthy body. So again, perspective.
It is. Perspective's a big thing. And it's been awesome. Like it's been great also hearing like your backstory. And one of the things that I really, really want to get to on this podcast as well, because Nathan, obviously you have an amazing personality, but you also have an amazing physique. And I'm sure a lot of people want to know how, the first one is, how do you stay fit year roundly? And also, what does your training look like?
Yeah, I guess for me, I've just made fitness, and this is what I try to get with all my clients, right? I've just made fitness a lifestyle. So for me, training is an all year round thing. I don't necessarily take any breaks off. It's just part of my life, and that's what I think everyone should be doing, just to stay fit and healthy in general life. Obviously, I'm a little bit different to I guess your everyday Joe, because I do go in between Ninja Warrior, and then I play quite a bit of sports as well. So I play football as well. So for me, I have to stay fit for different activities. So when I'm training for Ninja, I do quite a lot of I do quite a lot of body weight stuff, and I focus on a lot of endurance, and I focus on a lot of hanging. And as you would know, Ninja Warrior requires a lot of grip strength and being able to hold yourself up for a very long time and having that endurance. Yeah. So I focus highly on that. And then when I go out of Ninja, I do quite a lot of footy training, and that's a bit more weights and a bit more trying to put on strength, but still trying to be quite fit at the same time. So, doing a lot more running and that sort of stuff. So I mix in between those two. But even if I wasn't doing Ninja Warrior, I wasn't playing footy, I would still be training every day. A mixture of weights, a mixture of cardio and endurance type exercises. Just for everyday life, just to feel confident. I feel like if you think you look good, you feel more confident in yourself. And I think that's a big part of, my own personality as well. I felt like if I was some skinny dude that didn't train, I probably wouldn't be as confident. I wouldn't have the personality that I do. I just feel like it's for everyday life.
And it's nice to hear that, you do it for you, because that's a big thing. Because I was going to ask you, why do you train? And you seem to just be answering all my questions. So, like, the number one thing I picked up is you making it a lifestyle. So, obviously, you do enjoy what you do as well. So, would you say, like, if I was a beginner just starting to get into, weightlifting, or like even just the gym, and I approach you, and I'll ask you, Nate, like, how do I get fit? What's the easiest way for someone that doesn't do any exercise or activity like at all? And I want to just get fit, not even thinking about physique wise. How do I get fit? I've seen you on Ninja Warrior. You're crazy. You've done so well. And it doesn't have to be Ninja Warrior, but how do I get fit?
Yeah, it's funny. I had one of these conversations with my client this morning, and it was more so like he was just finding it really hard to get in the gym. And for me, and I'm sure you get this quite a lot as well, like I think, me personally, I think to not overwhelm yourself, like we said, we're trying to make fitness a lifestyle. So it's not about quick fads. It's not about putting on like super size heaps quick. It's not about, it's just about getting a routine down. So for me, my best advice would be pick a couple of exercises that you really enjoy doing. You know that you enjoy doing those exercises, and then say 2 times, maybe 3 times if you want, go to the gym and do those exercises, because you know within yourself, if you're doing exercises that you like, you're not going to find an excuse, or you're less likely to find an excuse not to go to the gym. However, if you tell yourself you're going to go for a 5K run, I'm going to do a 5K run tomorrow.
Yeah,
you're gonna find the easiest excuse to get out of that. You know what I mean? And then you find when you start doing the exercises you like, sometimes it's just actually about getting into the gym. So you might be there, you might be doing an exercise that you really like, and then you're like, well, I'm here at the gym, I might as well just jump on the bike quickly and do, 5 minutes on the bike. And then it starts turning into, I might just jump on the stairs and do some cardio. And then you start really getting good at that sort of stuff. And then like it builds up from there. So yeah, it's not about following these fads. It's not about trying to put on muscle super quick. It's just about making it a lifestyle. It's about getting into the gym. Once you get into the gym, then the things progress.
That is awesome. And it's that progressive step towards, rather than jumping in, because a lot of people actually can jump in too hard and then they'll crash, and then they actually end up hating the gym after, because they had such a bad experience with it.
And setting too high expectations as well. I find like people are too hard on themselves. Like you don't need to be lifting a certain amount to be good in the gym. You don't need to be lifting super heavy. You don't need to be, hitting these certain times on runs. People have been training all different times. Like you just do what you need to do. Like you do you. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing.
I like it. Do you, bro?
Yeah, we can't all leg press 500 kilos like Kwame. Some of us are just picking 40 kilos.
Do you know what? Actually, it's there's this quote by James Clear which I actually love, and it's if you're doing 1% better each day, you'll be 36% apparently exponentially better by the end of the year. And what he goes in to say is, make sure you're celebrating your smaller wins, because that's what's going to keep you on track and lead you into your bigger wins. And I love it. And I feel like this year I've actually really resonated with that, because it's so easy to celebrate us losing 10 kilos in 2 weeks, but it's hard for us to celebrate us losing 300 grams or 400 grams in a week. Do you know what I mean? But you constantly and consistently losing that 400 grams in a week is much better, and continuing to do that is much better than you losing 10 kilos and then like I'm out, and then you put on 20 kilos after, because you crash and you hate the process and you don't enjoy it. So that's actually quite interesting you say that, and I love it, because it is a very common thing. A lot of people do go in too hard at the start. Would you say social media could play a big role? I'm guilty of that. I posted doing 70 kilo bench presses. I'm not expecting anyone to do the weight I'm lifting, because I love lifting heavy. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But that's when I post that is for me, but I'm hoping it motivates someone to try and still push themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Bro, I think what you do, like obviously you deserve to lift the weight that you do. You work so hard, man. We know how hard you train. And you deserve to show everyone how much you can lift. But I do think also, and obviously this is not going against anyone that's putting up that sort of stuff, but social media is always going to play a part in that. And that's just, I think people plays on people's egos, and you just sort of got to check your ego at the gym. Not even social media though, like even people have this like perception of like everyone's looking at them in the gym and looking at what weight they're doing and criticizing. And I get caught up in that all the time. Like I think,
bro, I gotta admit, I get caught up in that as well too.
Yeah. And me and you are getting caught up into it, and we've been doing this for 10 years plus,
Sure.
So everyone's going to get caught up into it. But I think sometimes you just need to have a bit of a reality check and just realize that, there's not everyone's looking at what you're doing. Pretty much, exactly. I've been in the gym. I don't know what anyone else is doing. I'm doing my own thing. And everyone else is exactly the same.
Yeah, and that is the truth and the reality of that. And like you mentioned earlier on, like at the end of the day, we do this for ourselves anyway. So and that's where you can draw it back to perspective. Why are you in the gym? Why are you training? Is it so everyone can see that you're lifting heavy with terrible technique? or,
Yeah.
or are you doing it for yourself? Are you making improvements? And like, like if I lift a personal best, I'm personally happy. Like I'm like that literally when I that's why I like lifting heavy for me, because when I do a personal best, I feel like that literally brightens up my whole week for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like my personal goal. It's not for anyone else.
Yeah.
Um, and that's where it becomes like a big thing, like you just said. Like we've been doing it for that long, and we still get caught up in this. So you can think of the person that's just starting the gym. They can easily get caught up in that. But it is good that you are highlighting this as well, because it shows that it also makes people aware that, again, you don't have to be lifting crazy amounts of weights. You just focus on you and do you and go to your capabilities too.
Yeah, 100%. And I also think as well, like if you get into the mindset, and this is what I try to do, is I don't actually try and train for the physical benefit of the gym. I try and train for the mental benefit of the gym, because mentally the gym, it just overcomes everything else. Like mentally, I'm so much more switched on in my day if I've been to the gym. So,
Yes.
I'm 100% in the gym for the mental side of things. And then whatever physical gains I get out of that is then a bonus on top.
Bro, 100%, 100%. And it's crazy because you say the mental side of things, and also working, not working specifically on like, you're getting gains. And I think that's a very good approach, because I've used that, and I've actually told quite a lot of clients where I'm like, find something you enjoy. Like if I wanted to recommend cardio, for instance, and they're like, oh, I love basketball. I'm like, dude, you don't have to be on the stepper doing, walks in the stepper. Go out and play basketball. Because you enjoy it, and you're still gonna be hitting, like you're gonna still be progressing. Do you know what I mean?
100%, bro. 100%.
Tell us a little bit about your nutrition, Nathan.
Yeah. So I'm quite lucky with the way that I eat, right? Because I quite enjoy eating healthy foods. Like I'm not a big you mentioned KFC before. I'm not a big takeaway person. Like I don't really like saturated fats and stuff like that. We all have it sometimes, but that's not really what I enjoy. Like I really enjoy eating healthy. So I don't necessarily count my calories anymore. I felt like I've been doing this long enough to know what my body needs to eat and how much I need to eat depending on how much I train. But I just eat like really clean 99.9% of the time. And that's how I sort of manage to stay on top of things. Obviously train quite a bit as well. But nutrition wise, like that's how I'll feel. And yeah, I feel like, I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I might have a little bit here and there, but I just drink water. I don't drink soft drinks. I don't drink, a lot of sugars. I drink a lot of X-convenience coffee, here and there.
They do have good coffees. I'm not gonna lie.
They do have a great coffee.
They do. I would have actually grabbed one before this podcast.
But yeah, like I just enjoy eating healthy, and yeah, that's sort of how I go about it.
No, that's awesome, and it's good to know. And you just mentioned how you eat quite healthy. You don't really have much soft drinks, but that is not the everyday person. What kind of advice would you give to someone that comes from a background of eating high saturated fats? They are addicted to foods. They're addicted to KFC. Don't I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give to them? How would they have a good balance with their food, so they can have a good balance between eating healthy and, of course, not damaging their relationship with food? Because, of course, you have a good relationship with food and you enjoy eating those food. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who has come from the other side?
Yeah. Hey, again, it all comes down, same as the gym. It's the same story. Like, comes down to about making a lifestyle and doing something for the long run. So it's not about joining a fad diet and going on keto and losing weight, because you will lose weight on keto, but you're not going to survive on that. Like, you're not going to survive without carbs. You need energy, and that's how you get your energy. So you need to just make it a lifestyle and still live your life. Like, I've got nothing against people that want to have a drink. I've got nothing against people that want to eat some ice cream. But I got nothing against people that want to eat KFC.
I feel like I was being targeted.
But like it's just in moderation, and if you can enjoy, you know, maybe 85% of the time you're eating well and you're counting your macros, and then the 15% of the time you cheat, then you know that's what life's about. You still got to enjoy your life, and I don't think that you need to get caught up super heavily anyway to get started. You can get caught up later on, but when you're getting started, it's not about getting straight into it. It's about making a lifestyle, and doing something that you know that you're going to be able to keep up for a very long time.
And that is so true. And I honestly do, like, I agree with everything you just said, and I have the same perspective too. It's like making it a lifestyle is number one. You can't just jump straight into it and be like, look, I'm just gonna eat chicken and broccoli and, you know, hate my life.
Yeah, because that gets real boring too, eating chicken and broccoli. Like, we both know, we've been there, man. Like, we know how boring that gets. But you know, I think also
even finding good like foods as well too, that like good healthy foods and healthy, because there's lots of food. You can make your food tasty.
Yeah,
as well.
100%, Brian. Like, we rag on chicken and broccoli, but you don't, like, that's the go-to. That's what everyone thinks they need to eat. But you don't necessarily need to eat chicken and broccoli. You know, there's so many options out there, and I learned a lot when I went into it. Like, I did veggie for 6 months, and I learned how many foods are really out there and how much you can do with food to make things taste so delicious. It's just, it's ridiculous. But again, we were talking before about having knowledge, and that's just a bit of knowledge that you need to create and you need to build up in your own life.
That is a very interesting one that you say about going veggie for 6 months. And did you find, and that's one thing, because I've had experiences where I've had like eaten vegan for even like, you know, a week, and then, you know, I'll go back to, you know, eating your conventional diet. And I found like that helped me a lot with my knowledge with foods, and, you know, being able to explore different sources of foods. And even now, I still include a lot of vegan meals in my meals. I wouldn't say, like, when I say vegan meals, I mean plant sources of nutrition with my foods as well. I'm not vegan. I still eat like my mates, whatever, but I find the benefits. I found some of the benefits of some of the foods that I enjoyed while I was eating vegan, and I actually kind of added that to my current diet approach, and, you know, some of the things that helped my digestion, etc. And I was like, you know, that's why knowledge to me is such a wealth, because finding the best from everything and try and basically sculpting it into something that could actually benefit me. You know,
oh, bro, 100%. And what works best for you as well. Like, you know, that might not work best for everyone, but you're only going to know unless you try and you give it a go.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm so glad that I did do that 6 months, because I'm exactly the same as you. Like, I now incorporate bits that I really loved about it into my daily eating, and I still, like, I probably don't eat a lot of meat. I have gone back to eating meat. But yeah, I nowhere near as much as what I used to eat, and I feel like very blessed that I went down that path.
That's good. And like, again, knowledge is power. And that's good. We talked a bit about you know, your training, that is there like a piece like of advice that you could give to anyone that is struggling to really get into the headspace from the mental perspective of a routine? Because a lot of people start and stop, and sometimes they might not even be going too hard. They just have no motivation. What motivates you?
Yeah, you know what? And this is so brutal, right? I follow a lot of Gary V stuff, and
I like Gary.
I love Gary V. And some girl asked him, she goes, "What in 3 words?" I think she said, "What's the motivation that you can give us in 3 words?" And he goes, "You're going to die," you know? But it's so brutal, right? But it's so true. Like, we're not on here, this planet, for very long. Like, realistically, bro, I've already lived like maybe a third of my life. So what am I going to do? Like, am I going to sit on the couch and just like wallow away? Or am I just going to attack life? Like, I won't be here for that long. So I'm going to make sure that I do everything that I can in my power to make this the best life that I can give myself.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. And also, tips for Ninja Warrior. Anyone that's trying to get into Ninja Warrior, it's
Yeah. Grab a bar and hang on for as long as you can.
covered by like, oh, bro, that's literally it.
Yeah, man.
And tips for being creative and making funny TikToks.
I get it. So for me, like TikTok came about just because like I love having fun, like you're actually one of the people, yourself and Gary Vee was one of the reasons that I got into doing a lot of TikToks. And I got into it originally just because I loved having fun on the app, and like I really enjoy just making stupid videos. And I honestly didn't care like what anyone would say, like as long as I could just have a laugh doing it, because it's actually quite fun to make, and then so started doing that, and it just started to really blow up. And I think as well, like just staying original to who you are and enjoying the ride and not really caring about if your videos do well or they do bad or whatever. Like as long as you're enjoying what you do, then who really cares?
100%. That is true. And that's good to know as well. The last thing I was going to ask you is, what are you training today, or what have you trained today?
Oh, well, I just did a bit of core. So I trained about 40-45 minutes of core.
Yep.
What am I going to train a little bit later? Because I'm going to come back before my sessions this afternoon. So maybe do like a bit of chest and a bit of a push day, I reckon.
Nice. I'm actually doing some chest and back today. I'm loving training antagonist muscles.
Yeah.
And
good
what do you know? What can you give us some of the exercises that you're doing for today?
Yeah, so for me at the moment, because I'm in footy season, I'll be doing quite a bit of strength stuff. So like I think sticking to the basics when you're doing that is always beneficial. And for me, I get a lot out of doing dumbbell bench. So I'll do quite a lot of dumbbell bench. I'm going to do quite a lot of body weight dips and maybe some weighted dips. I'll do like a zillion push-ups because I love doing push-ups, incline push-ups. What else will I do? And then I'll just incorporate, like, I like to just add little bits and pieces here and there. I don't like to set specific routines. For me, I have my 3 probably main exercises that I do. So that would be dumbbells, the dips, and then maybe like the push-ups. And then in between that, I'll find exercises that I can work around and ones that I haven't done for a while, just to sort of shock my body a little bit and not let my body get used to the same workout every time.
Awesome. That's good. Because what I'm doing today is I'm going to be starting off with some incline pressing. So incline barbell presses. And I'm going to be supersetting. So every single exercise today is supersetted chest and back antagonist muscles.
Love it.
And it's going to be between the rep range of 6 to 8. So within a strength rep range, but also very controlled with most of the movements. Yeah. And the pattern that I'm following is basically you aiming for 8 reps. And if you get those 8 reps successfully, you're going to increase your weight after. So we'll be working between like a 4 to 5 set range. Start off with a barbell incline bench and then move on to dumbbell flat bench and then go. So it's still the basics. Our barbell incline bench is going to be supersetted with some pull-ups. Dumbbell flat bench is going to be supersetted with some single arm rows, so kind of a little bit of an Arnold style training. We'll do that for both flat bench, our barbell and our dumbbells, doing the incline and flat. And then we are also going to be hitting up some machines, get a nice contraction. And that's when we're going to go for like higher reps and all supersets. So that's my style of training for today. So you can see how like very different, but there's still quite a few things that are like in there. We still sticking to the basics and still like focusing on our form, technique, getting some power out, get some strength in, and still, again, just challenging ourselves, but still enjoying it as well.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? That's so awesome to see as well, because like we're both athletes, but we also don't necessarily have to train the same as well, like, and that's exactly. Going back to what we were saying before, like you don't necessarily have to look at what someone else is doing because it might not fit what you want to do in your life, even though we're both in like pretty high in our fields. we do like similar
Different
things, but then we also do different things as well. And that's the beautiful thing about training is there's so many different variations for so many different people. So yeah, it is cool.
Awesome. And thank you, Nathan. It's been amazing having you on this podcast. I can't wait till we do part 2 of this as well.
Yes, bring it on.
You are a wealth of knowledge, and I'm sure everyone, even myself, is benefiting from this. I'm learning so much, and it's fun. It's been fun. You got a good personality, and you got a great physique as well with it. Just before we go again, what is your Instagram and TikTok, your social medias?
So Instagram, Nathan_Ryles, and TikTok, Nathan Ryles. Thank you so much for having me on, brother. I've enjoyed the chat. I always enjoy talking to you. We always have good banter.
Pleasure is mine,
Looking forward to the next right-away shoot that we do together.
I know. Hopefully soon, but I'll catch you soon as well. Thank you so much. And thanks, guys, so much for watching. We're clocking out the pre-workout podcast. We're out. Peace.